Hello, I hope you're doing well during this COVID-19 lockdown. Well, today I wanted to have a look at a new bit of camping and day out gadget. This thing. So SheltaPod sent us this over to have a look at a few months ago now, but we've had car issues, illness, we've had umpteen storms, and now all the campsites and everywhere is locked down. So we're going to open it up and have a look at it here at home in our little garden. So I'm going to unbox it and let's have a look, see what it is. It's all buckled up nice and tight. Look, bad bag. And here's the all-important instructions. Okay, so in the box, lots of bits to put together. Bunch of webbing you can see here. You obviously got fly sheets, like pegs. Yep, pegs, good size actually, nice and thick and chunky. This must be the poles. Okay. These look pretty good poles, first impressions. Really good poles. Sort of thing that you ideally want for a tarp shelter here with a spike through the top. And they look telescopic. Oh, that's nice. Just twist, lock into place. So they look like a good set of poles. And some other connected poles that obviously flip together. So I'll have a look at the instructions to see what they're all about. Number of sheets, so ground sheet, and the main shelter. Okay, time to look at the instructions, see how this all goes together. So, as you can see from the instructions, the SheltaPod attaches to your vehicle, your van. So effectively it's a drive-away awning. It's effectively a small tent with side shelters that can fit to your van or even a car. We've got quite a tall car, so this would be an ideal different sort of tent that if you want a more sheltered side of things and want to use your car. And I know plenty of us who've actually got camper vans that with family end up being the main transport vehicle, and not everyone sleeps in there. So it's a good little addition here. May also be useful for storm, just as a non-tent sort of stormy day out picnic shelter. But I'm going to have a look to see what options we get when we actually pitch the thing, to see how practical that is. So let's get it set up. What they're calling the sun shelter up. First time round, so it's always a bit fiddly the first time round. One thing we did notice is down here, you've got 3 pins that go into the legs, and these keep coming out in and out now. I think at the moment that one should be over there and so forth, but it was quite fiddly putting up. Fortunately, Shell came out to give me a hand. Pity on me struggling with this on my own. So this is the sun shelter, so we're not set it up as a tent or anything at the moment. The fixings you've got to your vehicle is the usual sort of mixture. So you've got the beading here that you can run through the side of your camper van. We've also got Velcro straps. There's also suction stuff and things like that. So of course this is not a camper van with the beading, but we're still able to put this on as a sun shelter. So none of the other accessories in here yet. I've not finished pegging this out, but I thought I'd just show you a quick look. Yeah, here we are inside the sun shelter. Very much a blue theme going on. I say that you could use this just as a picnic shelter, a day camp shelter. Some handy little pockets on here. Some nice little skylights. So it's fairly bright in here. It just provides somewhere out of the rain and attached to your car. Of course, I think all our neighbours probably wondering what on earth we're doing setting up a tent in the front garden. Maybe they think one of us has gone into the COVID-19 quarantine. So let's crack on and get the rest of it up. There's still some chunky poles to put up, so I'm going to have another read of the instructions to see what we do with that. Now we're getting on with the telescopic poles, and I really like the look of these. Real chunky bit of aluminium, twist, lock into place. So this goes up and attaches here to make, goes on the eyelets here, and then there'll be a cross brace that goes across. So just push this up. Yeah, you can go up higher actually. Go up quite high. I don't think we need quite that high for our car. Now that's just resting there at the moment. We need a cross brace. So obviously the thing to watch when you're doing this, especially if it's windy, is these poles with the metal ends right next to your car windows. That could be an unfortunate accident. Right, this is the cross brace that goes in between the two. Again, another good metal pole. You open the lever, it says to extend the pole, and it goes even wider if you need it. So that's all that bit is. Let's put this on here. Okay, so that's the cross bead setup. I'll just show you a bit closer what that looks like. So here we are under the tent, and as you can see we've got the aluminium pole going across and then goes up here. Yes, they go on, there's two O-rings here. There's the long elasticated one and one that fits to the seam here. I put it on the long one. It seems to go on the short one better. Through here, just on the top poles, the big long poles put in. So they're quite correctly stated around putting extra guy lines around the top, which is something I always do when pitching a tarp to make those poles very rigid. As you can see, a long guy line goes from the top down to the side, and another one going there. So far, not found the guy lines with this kit. So we'll keep looking, and I'll put those in if we can. We're a bit limited on pegging points on our little front garden here, but we'll certainly give that a try. I think now we go on to some more things like the inner tents and shades. I think this privacy screen attaches to the top of the pole, which is adjustable, and then it's got Velcro loops to go round the pole. Just creates a bit more of a shelter between your vehicle and the tent. Got the privacy shelter, a bit of a privacy type windbreak. Again, we're really limited to how much we can peg out here. Our front grass is full of stones, and there's not room to run the guidelines out onto the pavement. So normally that would easily clip on, so it's not as tall as it could be, but there we go. It's quite simple. And there's one for both sides of the SheltaPod. Let's come inside here. So it adds a bit extra privacy or a bit of a windbreak. And again, even if you're using it just as a camping, as a picnics, barbecue sort of day out shelter as well, those could be quite handy too. So I think there's another ground sheet. We're going to try and put that in now. So yeah, the ground sheet comes out and it covers this entire area like that. Again, we're not showing it in the best light. It's not easy to pitch in a little front garden here, but hopefully you get the idea. Now I'm going to fold this up and get the next thing out. If you put the ground sheet in and you put that there, that's going to create a sealed awning area. Even if you're not using the inner tent, that's going to create quite a shelter. So there's lots of little bits with this that makes it quite flexible on how you actually want to use it. So it's like these just toggle in place. They go around the side, the front of the tent, and then pegged out at the bottom. These webbing straps. Now, unless these are the extra long, the guy lines for the awning poles, which I've not seen yet, there's clips on the front of the awning so that you can actually clip this and put it over the front of your vehicle. So you can clip those in on the awning shelter and then peg that out with a peg and adjust the tension. I'm not sure these are meant to be used for supporting the poles. I will look at the video and find out how we're meant to pitch this properly, but I'd certainly use them for that as well. They're fairly strong, they're long enough here to fit over the top of the thing and hold the poles tight. So there's quite a few webbing straps here, quite a lot of them actually, so I think that's what we do. Unfortunately we can't peg them out here, we'll go straight into pavement, so that's not going to work. So one quick last look. I've been fairly impressed with the SheltaPod. I think it's something we need to do a bit more practice with. So pitching the SheltaPod in our little front garden doesn't show it in best light, so I asked SheltaPod to send over some of their pictures so you can see just what it looks like when pitched properly. So here we've got it as a shelter, another design as a shelter. So you can see you pull the bottom up and just have that as a shade over the top. Of course it can be used as a drive-away awning with an extra sleeping area on the side of your van or vehicle, or even, as it's shown here, on the side of a small caravan. Also, you don't need a big car necessarily for it to go over, although here's a 4x4 again being used as a shelter, and this here with it on the tail of the car, which I think is quite useful. So there you go, quite a versatile bit of kit. Looking forward to try it outside.